Okay, so I think it might be worth it to do a little bit of what more you can do with the Foundry UI as a player, not the GM. So I'm myself, not the GM. You should already have your global volumes set to a more reasonable level. I actually like to be alarmed, but not have my conversations be hampered. So then we did discuss that you can change panning to the chat bubbles. I actually, in the normal amount of chat bubbles happening, like to pan to it, but I'm also typing more than most. So you can uncheck that. Probably don't want to disable the bubbles, because if many people talk role-playing stuff, emoting stuff, you probably want to see the bubble, but you might want to disable the panning. More important, you have your controls bars, and some pretty obviously are not using them. So this would be my complete bar at the moment. Let's assume I don't use it yet. Everybody already should have their cycling macro to switch through the token views, but you probably want to have more. So if I open my character sheet, I probably want to have at least my main attack here, just drag and drop, and I'm able to do it from here. I am a caster, so I don't need multiple here. Well, actually, I never have my mace in hand, so this is more reasonable. I'm a caster, so I want my spellbook stuff light. It's not really having an effect on the game, but I will probably say often that I give a light pebble to somebody, and then I probably want to remind them what that does to them, and also Dave what light to put on them. Could be automated. It's currently not. That would be actually my main attack, so I probably want to have that here. This I might do a lot in the early game. This I definitely want to do a lot in the early game, and so I'm populating my bar. And maybe I do want to have a little like being able to heal or damage myself. Will only work on tokens that I own. It's also, of course, not necessary really, because I can, this is selected, apply damage, apply healing. Actually, I'm using it most of the time for making sure that the encumbrance works. So you can access more of the stuff if you want. Right. I like to dodge. So if I draw an effect in it, it will only work if the effect is already on my document. But if it is, it will work. It's actually a toggle, so it will be working nicely. If it isn't there, doesn't work. Just put one on myself, it'll work again. You might want to do that for maybe empower, given that we have a bard. Actually, why not? Let's do that. Let's empower myself, which we would probably usually use for bardic inspiration. Now I can toggle that. Or if you go really tactical and in the back going prone to give range disadvantages, you might want to put that. So you can populate your bar as you like. And if you remove stuff, delete it, and actually delete it for all users. If anybody else made another version that does not concern it, it only concerns it if they are using your version, which we didn't explain how to do, so nobody except Dave and me could do that anyways, and Tyler maybe. So if you remove stuff, really delete it too. So don't remove, delete and say yes. So it's really gone from the directory. Yeah, so you populate your bar and maintain it over your leveling, changing it up, and you can have quite a few. That's probably from trying out if I set up macros for elevator correctly. Obviously I don't need those. Yup. That's the main part. We never explained those, so almost all the time being able to control tokens and selecting them is what you want. But if you want to mark an area for something that is not automated, most of your spells probably will be, you can do measurement controls. With measurements, you're not just measuring. For measuring, you want to use this one anyways. If you're not measuring, but marking something, you can draw circles, cones, and rectangles and rays. So basically the spell effect area of effects. You can control those that you did yourself or the GM gave you. And you need to go back here in order to delete it by hovering it and pressing delete. And those that are there, if you want to change them, you can also probably distance. Let's do a radius of 20. I'm pretty sure it is radius. Yeah, it's radius. Don't need to take notes. Sometimes finding your token could be helpful, but it will also cycle through it if you hit it multiple times, because we all own our donkey, because we are allowed to put stuff on our donkey. Well, with Tegan's consent, I guess that is. So, and if you put stuff on it, it will clone it. So if you are putting stuff on it, you would afterwards delete it. Delete the copy here. And that should be most of what you really need. Most important part was populate your control bar. It's helpful. And of course, the numbers here are hotkeys, so you can do your stuff by hitting the number keys, not just by clicking.